What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ and we are back this week with the 2023 Mercedes-Benz EQE. This is the 350 plus SUV, and this is going to be the full review. The next video is going to be the 5 things to love, 5 things to improve. So without further ado, let's roll. You guys know the drill, starting with the exterior, then we're going to work our way to the interior, and then we're going to take it on a drive. Now, while we're on the exterior, we're going to go over some of the stats and figures on this 350 plus SUV. This EV is pushing 288 horsepower, 417 pound-feet of torque, and your drivetrain on this 350 plus is rear-wheel drive. Now, if you go to just the 350, you do have the optional 4MATIC, of course. Your curb weight is right around the 5,300 pound mark, and it's going to push this EQE 350 plus from 0 to 60 in about 6.3 seconds. Pricing starts around $77,900 for the base EQE Plus SUV. There are 3 trim level packages on this 350 Plus, and that is going to start with the premium, going to the exclusive, and then to the pinnacle. Of course, the tester today is $86,790, and that is including the destination charge. Now, let's touch on vehicle dimensions. Looking at it from the side, the overall length is just a hair under 16 feet long. And then your overall width, looking at it from the rear, is just over 7 feet total. Now, it is a little bit more narrow in the rear than the front, but that's your widest point, of course. Over on the passenger side is the fuel door, aka where you charge the EV port. So obviously, just joking that it's fuel. So with that said, a full range, you're looking at 279 miles. Your charge time on a DC fast charger, you are looking from 10 to 80%, which is 170 kilowatts, is about 30 minutes. Now, the other side to that is if you use an AC charger, which is around 9.6 kilowatts, you're looking at around 10 to 100% in 10.75 hours, and your total battery capacity on this is 90.6 kilowatt hours. All right, that's enough of stats and figures. Now let's take a look at this EQE Plus. Now, right up front, you are going to notice a massive Mercedes-Benz emblem. Right underneath, you have the camera, which is always insanely high quality from Mercedes-Benz, obviously leading the industry in my opinion. Then you have all these little details that you don't notice from far away, but all little tiny Mercedes-Benz emblems that literally create a pattern. Super cool. Now, LED lighting. Now you can upgrade obviously to the projection lighting, which is the digital lights, and those are really cool. It is not on my tester today, but you can get them, of course. For those of you that don't know what this little door is for, if you simply press it, that is to fill your window washer fluid. The wheels are a 255 45 20, and then you've got some running boards along here. You have flush mounted door handles, and if you come up to them, you can simply press in on them just a little bit and they pop open, and then to lock is just the little indent there, and then same thing on the rear. The one thing you guys are probably not surprised with that I'm going to nitpick is the plastic wheel arch slash molding. Never a fan of that. I just, for a luxury vehicle, I wish that was paint to match as an option. But nonetheless, other than that, I think this thing does look pretty good. Coming around to the rear, pretty clean. The only thing, again, that surprises me just a little bit is the windshield wiper location. I would guess that it would have been tucked away up there, but I guess not. And then to get into the rear, simply press in right there, which your camera is actually underneath that. Checking out the rear cargo space, there is plenty of room back here. Of course, you do have your shade that you can pull and lock, which is out here and like so. And to put the rear hatch down, you just simply press the button and down it goes. It is time to test whether it is easy or not to get in. We're gonna start with the rear, and then we're gonna go to the front seat. 5'9" for those of you that are new to this channel. Let's see here. I find myself not using the step board though. Like, it honestly, for me, it's a little bit just in the way. Like, you have to step out further. I actually don't love it because this vehicle is really not that high off the ground. So I guess personal preference for me, I just don't really use it. Now, other than that, pretty easy to get in. Back here in the back, up above us, we have a panoramic roof, which I'll let the lighting adjust. Now you can see it has, you can see through it ever so slightly, but it kills all the lighting. So that's what you want whenever you have a shade, if you ask me, which is good. Checking out the rear door, you do have a leather or pleather up here. To be 100% honest, I am not sure which, but nonetheless, most people can't tell anyway. You have piano black here. Everything feels premium. This is soft touch out here, which is where your elbow would go. Burmeister speakers, which I absolutely love the way that they do this. It just, I mean, oh, it looks so luxurious. In the middle, we've got two cup holders here. This is for a phone to sit there if you would like. Simply push it away, fold it, good to go. You do have two air vents, and then you have two USB-C charging ports right down there, which can fold away as well. Time to test the front, and again, I just don't find myself using this running board down here. I just don't use it. So again, it is a little bit in the way. Everything else as far as getting in is really easy. There's plenty of headroom. It's not too high off the ground. And that's, again, my point. I just don't understand completely why the running boards are there, because it's really not that high off the ground. So nonetheless, they're there. So take it for what it is. The door is pretty similar to the rear. Of course, you have the additional ambient lighting up here. Again, soft touch, and then piano black, heated seats, cooled seats. The rear have the option of heated. Looking at the steering wheel, if you're familiar with Mercedes-Benz and you've been shopping across, it's very standard for anything they have now. Everything is touch slash heat sensitive, sliding mechanisms, audio, and all of your media. Over here is all of your screen, cruise control, everything like that, including adaptive, which is great to have. There is an option for heads-up display. My tester does not have it today, but you can get it if you would like it. And then, of course, you have such a beautifully done screen right there. And if we put it into reverse, checking out the cameras, you can see, and I know it's camera through camera, so it's not as clear, but take my word for it, it's crystal clear, leading the industry. And again, standard for any Mercedes-Benz pretty much that you're gonna get in today's market. Underneath there, you do have, and I know it's really hard to see, yeah, right down in there, that is a wireless charging pad. That you can charge your phone, to USB-Cs, and then press the button, and that is really deep. That is the first time I've looked in there. Holy cow, like, I don't know if I can, like, it literally is as tall as my elbow. I don't know if you can see that very good or not, but that is really deep. That's crazy. Huh. And of course, the material is a soft touch, which is great. Now, as far as the seats, taking a look at them, I don't think they necessarily look fancy, but they're comfortable, which is good. And I'll talk more about that on the driving segment as well. I think we've covered pretty much everything other than going through all the infotainment, which you guys know I don't go through all of that. I only point out like specific features here and there if they are new on the year model. Everything else is pretty standard for Mercedes-Benz, and if we went through every menu option, we'd literally be here all day. And I do my best for these reviews to be detailed, but also try to keep them under like 25 minutes the best I can. So without further ado, let's get this thing on the road. Getting this EQE 350 Plus SUV out on the road, you guys that are not new already know. For those of you that are new, I pretty much always start out with the 0 to 60. I do not do this to like get the fastest time. I just like seeing what is possible from just a smash it and go type of deal, right? So let's go over here. We got it in sport mode already, okay? So it's supposed to be around 6.3. It's, I don't know how hot it is right now. It's literally in the 80s, somewhere in the high 80s today. Here in Phoenix, 1400 elevation, which doesn't matter for an EV, but telling you just in case. And just smash and go. Here we go. 30, 40, 50, 60. Certainly adequate. It is not the AMG, obviously, but nonetheless, certainly quick enough. I mean, you got to think the average SUV, like, you know, internal combustion motor, like, it's not going to be near that. It's going to be closer to probably 7.5 seconds. So you get spoiled with an EV, especially the ones that are even quicker than this, because you just kind of almost expect it. But yeah, it's definitely passes the test for me. Definitely what I would look for in an everyday driver. No issue there. As far as sound goes, you can hear just a little bit of tire noise, but not bad at all. I'm very pleased with it over the mileage that I have put on this vehicle. And as far as wind noise goes and stuff, you're good there. You're not going to hear really pretty much any of that, which I expect on a Mercedes-Benz. The one thing that I do want to touch on is the blind spots. Now, this is kind of weird, and the first time that I've had to discuss this in any vehicle, to be honest, is not the blind spots behind you. Back here is fine on both sides, no issue. It's actually the pillar in front of you, because they're so far out and they're fairly thick. Pay attention when people are like turning in front of you and stuff, just because it is there. It's not where the normal vehicle is. Usually it's a little bit closer to you. So just something to pay attention for. It's just a little bit different, not a huge deal, but it is there. Talking about comfort, let's discuss that. So the seats, I think, are comfortable. They are a little bit on the more firm side, in my opinion. They're not crazy like plush or anything like that, but they're certainly comfortable. I don't have any issues. Again, I've not taken a road trip in this car, so I don't know what it's like after, you know, 300, 400, 500, 600 miles. I don't know. I'm just being honest. I'm not going to speak on that. You guys know that watch my videos. I keep it real. I give real feedback, and I'm not going to talk and pretend that I know something that I don't. So can't speak on that. As far as driving around town, everyday type stuff, comfortable, no issue, but it is a little bit more on the firm side from the support side of things, because the leather and stuff is really soft. But yeah. Now on the comfort side, as far as suspension goes, it is comfortable, especially just in the normal comfort mode. Like, it just, you glide over everything for the most part. You can feel some stuff, obviously, no question. And then like, you can feel a little bit of body roll, just a little bit. Certainly more planted because of it being EV and just where the weight distribution is. It's more planted, but there is still a little bit of body roll. The modes in this vehicle, I do pretty much always find myself in comfort. There's eco, comfort, sport, and individual. Individual, you can customize it however you would like. I pretty much always am in comfort. The one thing that people always ask, is there a big difference between the modes? Absolutely, especially when it comes to throttle response. You can feel it in everything else as well, but definitely throttle response. This particular tester is optioned with the rear wheel steering, which I believe is around a 10-degree steering difference, and you probably noticed that in the cinematic. If not, go back to the cinematic section and feel free to watch it. I put in an exact clip to where you can see the rear wheels turning. It's crazy how sharp this vehicle turns. Like, it actually throws you off at first. And I've had several Mercedes-Benz and other vehicles, including Genesis, that have the rear wheel steering. Every one of them, when I start backing into a spot, like I'm overcutting it every time. It just takes a little while to get used to. It's nice, but you do have to get used to it. Let's get another acceleration here, just a little bit, just in comfort mode, just going along, already 35. So again, super happy with the acceleration. Definitely meets the mark for what this vehicle is. I think that's pretty much going to cover everything on this vehicle. If there's anything I'm missing or maybe overlooked that you guys want to know, just comment down below, and if I don't know it, I'll reach out to the Mercedes-Benz rep and I will get that answer for you. Overall, definitely a comfortable daily driver, no question. We're on our road to 20,000 subscribers. We're over 18,000 now, and thank each and every one of you. I really do appreciate it. We're trying to get there before the end of the year. Please like, please subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.